I said I would share some of the things that we're making. I have my hair tied back so that way I don't get any hair in our food. Some of the things that we're making with what we bought, because some of you have asked. And we've also had a few questions about things we do for weight loss in the house. So I thought I would share some of those healthier options. So I said I would share some of the things that we're making. I have my hair tied back so that way I don't get any hair in our food. Some of the things that we're making with what we bought, because some of you have asked. And we've also had a few questions about things we do for weight loss in the house. So I thought I would share some of those healthier options. So the meal that I have planned tonight is going to be some instant brown rice, and I forgot to grab it, so I'm actually gonna run out and grab some of that here shortly. And then some steamed Brussels sprouts. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those started. And I just use the steamer pan that I have to make them. And I'll just throw some water in the bottom of the pan and put them on the stove until they get tender. So probably about 40 minutes from like beginning to end to make them. So I'm gonna get the Brussels sprouts started now because they take a little bit longer. And then I'll start on the chicken. I'm making like a Greek roasted chicken tonight, which is actually from a Weight Watchers recipe. I told you guys I forgot a couple of things at the store. So these were the things that I needed to pick up, some for tomorrow's dinner and then some for today's dinner as well. I picked up 2 things of iceberg lettuce. That's just actually for the week. And this I got at our local Hy-Vee store. And I did not pick these up when I went to Walmart because Hy-Vee had much bigger heads of lettuce. Walmart's were like half the size of this. So this is like big in my hand. Walmart's were like this. They were super small. So it was a better deal to get those there. I needed some instant brown rice. That's one of the things that we've learned about carbohydrates is that you want your whole grain carbohydrates if you're going to eat them. And then you want to pair them with a protein and then like a vegetable, fruit, those kinds of things to balance it out. And that will help fill you up and it'll last a whole lot longer. Okay, and then these are for tomorrow. We got some snow peas and I'll try to show you that meal that we're making tomorrow as well. And then some broccoli florets are for tomorrow as well. So this, you guys, this small amount right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items, cost me $17.63. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Okay, so this recipe that I am making tonight, I'm doubling because it only serves 4 people. Now, not everyone in the house will probably eat all of the sides that I made. Like, I know most of the kids will not eat the Brussels sprouts, or at least for sure 2 of the kids will not eat the Brussels sprouts. But right now I decided to do instant rice. So I probably could have saved money by getting rice that was not instant for my brown rice. But in all honesty, I just don't have time for that when I'm trying to make dinner. If I'm preparing ahead of time and I'm making it ahead of time, I can. So that is a way that you could save some money if you wanted to be a little bit more frugal about this meal. And the cheapest that I found the whole chickens right now, with the way the chicken shortage and stuff is, was $16 and something for 2 chickens. It originally was $13 when I looked yesterday, but when I went to go buy them today, they were $16. So that quickly, there was a $3 price change. So that was the cheapest I was able to find the whole chickens that I'll be making tonight. So I'm gonna show you 2 of the meals that we're gonna make with some of this. And then just know that the fruit and stuff that I've bought on this and the popcorn, those are all snacking foods for the house. So I'm not gonna really show you any meals with that. I may try to show you those apple chips. I'm gonna try to make those again, we'll see. So I'm not sure if they'll end up in this particular video. But at some point I will probably share that with you if I ever perfect what I'm trying to do with them. And what I'm expecting that to be may be very different than what the people who have originally made these recipes have come up with. So if I can't get it to the way I want it, then I just won't make them because it's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a soggy apple slice to bite into that's like apple pie. I'm looking for something really crisp and crunchy and like snacky but healthy. Okay, I've been rambling in this video. So let's get back to the meals and I'll show you what we've done. Okay, so I'm gonna use this big roaster pan that my mom gave me. This should fit both of the whole chickens. I need to spray this, and I think it said to line it with foil. Okay, so I'm using the 2 chickens that I bought today. And this recipe just calls for, well, it actually calls for 1, but like I said, I'm using 2 because we have such a large family. Otherwise there just wouldn't be enough to feed everybody. So it calls for the 2 chickens to go into the pan. I'm gonna bake these at 450 degrees. I took all the insides out, I rinsed them, and then patted them dry. So I'm gonna get to the next step. I've cooked the rice, which is an instant brown rice, and that's gonna go in here as well. I'll show you a little bit about that in a few minutes. But yeah, that's what we have so far. I love this pan. My mom gave it to me forever ago, and it's probably one of my favorite pans. You can hear my oven just preheated. Okay, so I'm utilizing 2 cloves of garlic. I always keep whole garlic cloves on hand. And I'm utilizing 2 of these, and I'm gonna mince these up. Okay, that's about how fine that I minced this up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rub the inner cavity of the chicken. So if you're curious about what that is, right here, I'm gonna rub the inner cavity of the chicken with the garlic because that's what it calls for. Okay, so I've sliced up the 2 lemons that I had bought today, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them here in a minute. I'm just going to do it and then I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, so I scored the chicken on the skin, and then I put 2 slices under each chicken breast on the chicken. So total of 8 slices. The rest of this I'm going to chop up. Into my brown rice in a bowl. I'm going to add the lemon to this. So I've cut it up into chunks, and I'm going to add it to the rice. Okay, the next thing I'm adding is 2 large eggs. I'm going to mix this in with that rice and lemon. Okay, you want 4 teaspoons of oregano. Mixed in my oregano, now I'm going to chop up my fresh parsley, and I'm going to need 4 tablespoons of this. Okay, now I'm putting in half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch, which would have been like 2 pinches of nutmeg. We're not huge fans of nutmeg in the house, so I literally had it on this setting on my nutmeg, and I did 2 quick dashes with it. Now that this is done, I'm gonna stuff this just like a stuffing into the cavities of both of the chickens. So I'm just gonna do half and half. I'm gonna cut this in half and put 1 in each chicken. So all of the measurements that I've given you are for a doubled recipe. So you could half this and make this, and it should be about, it says 4 servings for a 4-pound turkey. So we're probably gonna have leftovers from this. But I found a whole chicken. We normally, for our family size, need a whole chicken, or 2 whole chickens for 8 people. That's how it looks. I'm gonna tie the legs together, and then I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of fresh ground pepper to taste on the outside of the chickens. I think I'm actually going to leave 1 without pepper because I have some children that will not eat it with a seasoning on it like that. So I'm gonna do 1 with pepper and 1 without. Okay, so I've got the chickens the best I could because I don't have anything to tie it with, so I just used my kebab skewers, and you'll have to forgive the noise in the background. I've got a couple kids playing video games right now and they're super loud. Anyway, the oven temperature is on 450, and I've got the breasts of the chickens covered. I'm gonna put these in to roast for 20 minutes. Okay, so the next thing it had me do was to take the foil off the chicken. I'm gonna shut the oven, and I'm gonna reduce the heat to 400, and cook it for another 20 minutes, but it wants me to baste with the juices of the chicken every 5 minutes. The recipe calls to reduce the oven temperature to 350 and to cook it until the juices run clear when the thigh is pierced, and it should register about 180 degrees when that thigh is pierced, because that's your thickest meat. They're watching wrestling downstairs, so it's loud. They're gonna get a little crazy. Anyway, it says about, depending on the size, like mine is right around 7 pounds a piece, so I'm gonna do 15 to 20 minutes per pound. So I set it for an hour. I actually have my oven set to convection roast because I have an oven that does convection as well as baking. But if you don't, you wanna set it to 350 and then cook it according to the time you would normally bake your chicken for that long. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open the oven. I know I shouldn't, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like at this point. So there it is. Look how golden that is. Isn't that beautiful? So I thought I would share some more of what we're doing for this week's meals. Now this was about $40 worth of groceries, but there is meat on this order, and the price of meat is super high right now. And don't mind the noise. I have my windows open because it's a beautiful day, and we're gonna have 100-degree temperatures all week. So I wanted to take advantage of the nice weather while we have it. But this order was from Hy-Vee, and it was right around $40. But keep in mind that I have seafood and meats on here. So we picked up some of the rice vinegar. I have all kinds of vinegars in my kitchen, but when my husband was looking up this recipe, this was one we realized we do not have, so now we do. And then we picked up, I know I'm not gonna say this right, is this hoisin sauce? And then some coconut milk. And then my husband didn't realize that yesterday I picked up some of these vegetables, which isn't a big deal because we'll end up utilizing what I picked up yesterday for part of this meal, and then I'll use some of those vegetables for other meals yet this week. So not really a big deal that we ended up with 2 of the stir-fry vegetable bags. The only difference is this one had some carrots in it. So I'm gonna have to show him what I picked up because I think I actually got a better deal through our local Hy-Vee, but we'll see. Maybe these were on special or a fuel saver, so. And then he picked up some imitation crab meat, and then 2 packages of chicken. But as you can see, look at the price of chicken. This is 4 pounds for $9.38, and this is, oh, I'm sorry, this is 2.9 pounds. I was looking at the price per pound for $9.38, and then this is 2.81 pounds for $12.62. So that is the difference. Or that is where our meat prices are right now. And I am gonna go ahead and share with you guys what we're doing with this tonight, because I know you have been asking how we utilize some of the food that we purchased. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put away, and then this evening I will share with you what my husband is doing. So Matt is doing the cooking tonight, Matt and Skylar. And that chicken that I showed you guys earlier, he's chopping up. How much of this do you think you're gonna use?
I'll use 1 pack.
So you're not going to use the second one?
I don't think so, because this is for the teriyaki chicken beef, and then this one I think is for homemade coconut chicken.
So we can freeze this other one that you purchased?
I think so, yes.
Nice. So the dinner isn't going to be quite as much as the original cost that I gave.
So what we have here is we have chicken and beef, because I'm going to walk this together, and this is all going to be teriyaki. So I ordered teriyaki sauce because I ordered this sauce too.
The hoisin sauce. The
hoisin, which is for the beef, that's marinating in that. But they didn't get the teriyaki, so Skylar made his own. So we're gonna apply that to this and let it marinate.
What we used for this is some soy sauce, brown sugar, some ground ginger, and then a clove of garlic.
He's gonna make this again for the sauce to cook it in and add cornstarch and stuff, but this is just the marinade. So this is just a start.
Yeah, so we're putting that homemade teriyaki sauce right on top of the meat that we chopped, and then we've got some beef marinating in the hoisin sauce. So also for tonight's dinner, we're gonna make a coconut chicken. We've got some cornstarch, and we're gonna use 2 eggs beaten. Okay, so that was a half a cup of cornstarch that we used, and now we're just throwing in some of the strips of chicken.
This is about a pound of chicken.
It's like 1 chicken breast though, right? Like
Yeah.
1 big one.
1 big one.
And then we're gonna cover it and stick it in the fridge for a half hour.
Correct.
Like that.
And you gotta mix it all. Okay, so we're making a stir fry. And Matt's cutting up some green, or not green peppers, red peppers, which we had these left over from probably like a week or 2 ago that we purchased these. And there's some of those sweet mini peppers. This is what was left in the bag. Now, I've shown you guys before, our kids will snack on these, but we also like to use especially these red ones because they're really sweet.
And if any kids don't like them, I leave the chunks big enough.
Yeah, that they can just pick them out.
Pick it out.
And then this stuff I showed you that we picked up, this is the broccoli. I actually made a salad and put some of this broccoli on it today, and it was so good, you guys. So we're gonna put this in there, and we're gonna put some of these snow peas that we purchased yesterday. And I need to get him an onion. Chopped up some onions, some of that pepper, some broccoli. I believe there's pea pods in here. And then we're gonna fry it up in sesame oil. This is a staple I always keep in the house. I use this for my pork medallion recipe. You guys, this just smells so good. And then we're also gonna put it in some of this hoisin sauce and just fry that up in our wok. Okay, so Matt's making coconut chicken. What do you have in here?
This is coconut milk, a little lime juice, ginger, rice vinegar, and sugar.
So we didn't use fresh ginger, we just used ground ginger.
Right.
The lime juice we already had from a while back. That's been in our fridge. The coconut milk was new.
Yep.
That was stuff I showed you guys in the haul. What else?
Coconut oil we've had.
Yeah, the coconut oil we've had for a long time. It's a staple in our cupboard.
And sugar we always have.
Yeah, we always keep a bulk amount of sugar on hand. So what's going on here with the chicken?
That is the battered chicken.
So how do you make
Lightly
it
battered with cornstarch, and it's lightly fried in coconut oil with cornstarch in
It's our
it.
Asian-inspired meal. We've got some steamed crab. I know I'm not saying this right. The hoisin beef, coconut chicken, and then there's some steamed brown rice, which I bought the other day, and we've now used it for 2 meals, and I think I have enough to make a side dish for another meal with the box of rice that I bought. And then there's our steamed vegetables and teriyaki. All right, everybody, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.